There was once a drab, basic briar bush that was growing in a ditch. And one day a gardener came along with his shovel and said, "This isn't where you belong." And as he dug around the briar said to himself, "Well, I guess this is it. I'm going to be taken to the burn pile and burnt up." But when the gardener had dug up the briar bush, he walked past the burn pile and he walked past the trash can to a spot in the middle of the garden full of rose bushes, and there in the middle of all of those rose bushes was a hole that had been dug already. And the briar said to himself, "This gardener is a fool. He mistakes me for a rose bush. He doesn't know that I'm just a briar. And when spring comes and all of the rose bushes bud out roses, he'll be disappointed and I'll be burnt up then for sure." When spring came and the rose bushes all began to bud forth their roses, the briar bush felt more out of place and more unworthy than it ever had before. And when he saw the gardener walking to him with a sharp knife, he said, "This is it. He'll cut me down and I'll be burnt up." But instead, the gardener took the sharp knife and he cut one of the branches of that briar bush in half. And then he took a rose from his very best rose bush, cut it off, and placed it in the split of that branch of the briar that had been cut. And he wrapped it tight with string. He was grafting in the rose to the briar bush. And over time, the rose and the briar bush became one. And as summer came along, the briar bush was budding roses. And the gardener said, "I took you from where you didn't belong and made you what you could be." Friend, that's what Christ does for us. He makes us what we can be. It's not just a rescue and it's not just a washing. It's a regeneration. It's a new beginning. Let's bow our heads for a word of prayer.